Yes. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Damayanti Bhattacharya. I'm the principal of Jasudben Middle School. And I have basically, to give a little quick background of myself, I have been in the teaching system for about 32 years now. And I began my career as a teacher with the Kendriya Vidyalaya School in Baroda. And after I moved from Baroda and I came to Mumbai, I started teaching in Jasudben School as a high school English teacher. I taught classes 8, 9 and 10 over here. And then I taught here for 3 years. And then I moved on to the Cathedral and John Convent School, where I was, where I taught, where I was there for about 22 years. I taught for about 15 years. And then I was the headmistress of the middle school over there. And then from there, I came back here to Jasudben School to join as the principal. So that's a little bit about my career path. And I have been involved in a lot of, my dream has always been to, put the school on the map of one of the best schools of the suburbs, in the suburbs. And I think with all the support from the teachers and the management, we have been able to establish ourselves as a good school, a good brand. Which we always were, but just we reinvented ourselves in the pandemic, and with a lot of support from the management, we were able to do a lot of things as a team for the school and the children. So it's been a very exciting journey for me, I must say, and I have enjoyed it so far. Approximately 1450 students, and we have from kindergarten, we have classes from K to 12. We also have the NIOS section, and that's about our school. We follow the ICSE curriculum, and for 11 and 12 there is ISC, and the NIOS of course has its own examination. We have the playway in the kindergarten and the primaries. In the pre-primary classes, we have the playway method, and everything is taught through activities. There is integration of subjects, and which we could carry on till about, we try as much as we can to experiment with classes right up to grade 7. 8 becomes the bridge year, and then from 9th standard onwards, we concentrate primarily on the board examination almost completely. Besides academics I believe is the core of any educational institution. I have a team of very, very good and proficient teachers who have made it possible for us to have even state toppers in the last year. And so that is the core. That really is the core of our our institution. Also in the field of sports, we have achieved a lot in the last academic year because as a school we encourage holistic development, and how we do this holistic development is like this. I mean, we give children to experiment, to play whatever games they want to do. We encourage them to participate through the MSSA, DSO, and we give concessions to our children to do these things. And besides this, we also train for football, for cricket. We have these training classes where we have affiliations with clubs and other stadiums, etc., in the vicinity of our school. And our forte really is throw ball. We have been the national champions, and our children have done very, very well in sports in the last academic year. And we have a very strong, a very robust PE department in school. And we have been also awarded by the Maharashtra government, has recognized us as being one of the best schools for supporting sports education. So that's about sports, academics. Now, cultural activities, we have our own in-house cultural activities. like sports, dramatics, um, um, debates, and elocution, the school play. We have after school classes which we encourage children to take, that includes music, um, you know so and we have our own in-house inter-house competitions, cultural competitions. We participate in the months, in the Lucknow La Martinia, Lucknow Man, that is the El Man, that is conducted by Lucknow La Martinia every year. We participate in the Cathedral Man and the and a few others also. And our teachers train our children. And besides this, the inter-school activities that we have in school, in the other schools have, I encourage participation, and it is guided by the teachers, and we encourage them to participate, and we want everybody to participate in as many activities as possible. Besides this, we also have a very strong community service program in school, in which all the children participate in different ways, by either interacting with several NGOs and then spending some time with them, or collection of funds, or giving them what they require. So this is right from the pre-primary, right, senior KG, junior KG, and right up to grade 12, and the NIOS children also participate in this community service. It's a compulsory part of their training. Besides this, we also encourage them. We have career counseling in our school. We have a whole student well-being center that is for the emotional development of the children. There are teachers there are counselors who specifically in-house, who take care of our children on a regular basis, who get in touch with the parents, and if there is a need for them to do so, then we have the career counseling is also a big thing in our school, where the children of 10 standards onwards, they go to the career counselor. They are counseled on the basis of the performance on biometric tests, and they guide them through 11 and 12 and help them with the admission process and examination test, competitive examination process in the after 12th grade. So that is what our school really is, a school that believes in having the roots are very Indian, and we believe in instilling our own value systems in our children. And at the same time, we have AI and coding classes and everything else that the whole outside world is so alive with. Our children participate in all of that, and they excel. So see, goal 4 of the 2030 agenda for sustainable development, I quote here, is to ensure inclusive and sustainable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. So reports say that statistics says that about 263 million children remain out of schools, mostly girls and children with disabilities, children who lack access to schools and children who do not have access to quality education. So the education budget plans to target the most marginalized section, that is the girls, and it says that every girl has the right to access good quality education in a safe environment. Second, no one should be denied education, whether irrespective of the disabilities, irrespective of the social strata, of the economic strata that they belong to. So, and government has taken very strong steps to ensure that this is carried out. So this is something that we all must support the government in, and I think it's a wonderful thing that so the union budget, that was the interim union budget that was presented 2024, 1%. All right. And the finance minister in the interim budget has outlined that the government's agenda for the remaining term is to, number one, increase the number of higher educational institutions in the school in the country, and so that there is a rise in the number of women, especially encouraging women to enroll in the higher education programs, STEM courses, as Viksit Bharat wants many more women to be empowered, many more women to be empowered by 2047, and the changes that are being driven by the NEP are also ensuring that there are more technical colleges. All right, the tech-savvy students can expect to get loans, interest-free loans that will help them to fulfill their entrepreneurial aspirations. All right, and school budgets, education has increased from to 4,200 crores. The midday meal budget has also increased, and this year, this is the highest so far that we have got an increase in. So from 59 crores in 2021 to 73 crores is the change, is a increase. All right, but this is valid only to the interim, and also there has been some money has been allotted by the World Bank that allotted for teaching, learning, and results for states. Some money has been allotted by the World Bank for also that. So the government, in other words, is trying to ensure that no child is left uneducated, or no child is, especially the children who do not have access to quality education, and is trying to ensure that they get their opportunities. A child who has some sort of a disability is also being looked into. All right, we'll also get a chance to be included there. And a child economically weaker is also going to be. The government is trying to ensure that with the funds that they have made out, that every child gets that education. So this is what the government has in the budget has addressed how it has addressed the equity and the inclusion in education. So see, formal education emphasizes on know what, okay, and informal education is leaning towards practical learning, leans towards know how. Alright, the emphasis is shifted from just knowing what to how. Alright, so there's a major shift in the way of teaching that has to happen. Training children has to happen. So practical learning, according to me, can be incorporated by using more hands-on experiential methods which the vocational training, which the NEP is guiding us to do. All right, and question papers and assessments have also been changed, and we are changing our pattern of assessment. We are doing more of project work. We are doing more of field activities, taking the children out to the fields so that they can they can see and they can learn, right? And the most important thing over here is, I think, critical thinking and questioning. All right, the NEP being as progressive as it is and has designed and is encouraging teachers to develop or to sort of nurture the students in a manner in which they can become free thinking, they can analyze and think critically, which encourage anything that encourages people to think, to question, all right, to know about the how rather than just the what. And this, I think, in turn enhances the growth of the mind of the child. A child who knows the how is a child who is essentially with knowledge, not just information. Knowing how a thing works is knowledge. All right? So that is how it is going to knowledge rather than just information, that is going to empower children and personal development tremendously, because they will grow up to be more confident young people. They will grow up to be people who know actually how things work, all right? And they will then have the ability to think critically and solve problems. And that is what we need in the future. So that is how it's going to impact the teaching learning process. So actually, I'm really concerned, all right? Because how quickly will I keep up with the changes as the principal? How quickly will the teachers keep up with the changes? Because it's something very new to us, you know? So how much can we predict? How much can we preempt about the changing career paths in the future? It's going to change every 5 years, they're saying, all right? So how can we predict that, right? And how soon can we, once we have predicted, how soon can we equip ourselves to train the children to think that way, all right? So how quickly can we adapt? Adaptation is the key word for the new age, okay? So how well we can equip ourselves to explore career options. We need to become aware at the pace at which things are happening around us and in the world, so that we can keep pace. How quickly can the adults equip themselves to help the youngsters, if at all, alright? We either join the race, either adapt, or we get left behind. So that's not an option. Getting left behind is not an option. So we have to equip ourselves. We have to upgrade our own skills. We have to upgrade our own awareness, our self-awareness. So for that, we have to attend classes, seminars, interviews. We have to be there and connect constantly with the community, outside, to ensure that we know what's happening. Otherwise, we will lose out. So career options are plenty, but aligning one's thoughts to the needs of the times is something that we have to constantly. So career counselors are also at it, right? And careers that will become popular, we need to know. Technology has to be mastered. AI has to be understood. Upskilling and upgrading professional skills must be done. Development courses have to be done. All right. Insisting that hobbies be encouraged in children when they are growing, because you never know which hobby is going to become your career. A hobby can also become a career. So, looking at all this, you have to constantly read. You have to constantly be aware, of what is happening around you. So these are the concerns. I don't say it's a concern. I think it's a very exciting place to be in. The only thing is I must keep abreast. So I'm not really concerned. It's a good thing that's happening. There's so much happening. There's so much that's coming out of all of this. It's a whole different world out there altogether, which is very exciting, I feel. So the thing is that how can we keep up with it? How well can we keep up with it? For that, we need to work on that. So if that is done, I believe that a lot of I don't think I need to be concerned once I know what's happening, because I'm able to help my children. Technology, invention has to happen. How we use it is as an intelligent species, we need to decide that. Whether we use it to make war, or whether we use it for technology that can be used people, that's up to us. So technology is always science, progress. Science has to discover. Science has to move its own path. You cannot stop discoveries. You cannot stop AI. I know there are ramifications. I know the misuses are there. I know the detrimental effects. But that, as mature, educated adults, is what we need to do. We cannot take let AI control, machines control our lives. So for that, we need strong ethical values. All right, we need to develop that, and we knowing what is right and what is not, not. All right. So misusing technology, yes, of course, there will be cyber fraud, there will be whatever whatever comes, whatever technology comes. It's like it's like a river. It's like a river that eats into one part of its bank, and there's rich silt deposit on the opposite side of the bank. You can't do away with science and technology. So I don't say it is a pain ever. We can't go back. We've come so far. We can't go. There's no going back from it. So what we need to do is we need to have our laws in place, our rules in place. A lot of people telling people, recognizing that ethics is important in all of this, because without ethical use of it, science can absolutely go haywire. That should not be our target. So our target is to use